Welcome to Realiteen Talks. My name is Gary McGuey, high school practice leader for FranklinCovey Education. Each week, we're here to take on the real challenges of teen life. Let's talk. Our topic this week, cyberbullying. Let's meet today's panel. We have Abby, Mary Catherine, and Jorge. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. So our topic today, cyberbullying. And I can't tell you how excited I was, curious I was to be on with you guys today, to listen to your thoughts, your wisdom around this very controversial subject. So when we hear cyberbullying in today's world, is it as relevant, is it as prominent as it was 5-10 years ago?
Honestly, I think it's more than it was 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, especially like even during quarantine, if I'm being honest, just because as we grow in our use of technology and as things are continuing to get more and more technological, we are finding new ways to talk and share our opinions through a screen.
Yeah, I totally agree. As much progression as apps like TikTok and Instagram have given us as much good, they've also given us just as much bad, just as much people are going at each other and starting arguments and hating on people. So definitely much more prominent than it would have been 10 years ago.
Even with the rise of apps like Mary Catherine has said of TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, many of us, the problem with cyberbullying is that it's such a big and complex network of different events and different actions that can lead to one big web that just, we don't know where it started. We just know it's kind of there. And I think the problem with cyberbullying now is that it's getting bigger and bigger, but many of us don't realize that we're even part of the problem.
So I'm just curious, when you say we don't realize we're part of the problem, or hey, what does that mean?
To me, it means that many of us think we're these little angels and that, oh no, we could never cyberbully anyone. I'm this beautiful, amazing person that could never bring myself to say something horrible about a person. But the fact is that sometimes we do things that we don't realize in the moment are hurting someone or making them go into thinking that they are not worth it or that they are not loved. And in today's society, in today's world, when I pick up my iPhone, it's so easy to just go on Instagram. I could find any account and I could just type a hate comment. Oh, that person will never see it. I'm an irrelevant account. Who's gonna care? Or I could go into DM on Instagram. Yada, 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 this person said this. I could be saying lies. The problem is a big network of things, kind of like a wildfire.
Wow.
I think also to piggyback off that, a lot of the comments or a lot of the things that we talk about are unintentional, unintentionally hurting someone. It could just be like something like, not all the time our intentions are, oh, I'm gonna go hate on this person. It's more of, well, let me share my opinion, or let me DM whoever and talk about this person behind their back, or let me do this. And a lot of the time it's in groups because, you're not just trying to, maybe someone might be trying to prove to themselves that they are better than, whoever is getting the hate.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, like, who are you proving it to? You're trying to prove it to your group or other people that is your target. So a lot of the motivation behind hating on others comes from that approval from others. And it contradicts each other. It's like, well, if you're trying to get approval from others, why are you hating on, it's like that circle effect. It's wild.
Do teens know when somebody is being cyberbullied at their school? Like, so-and-so is being cyberbullied. Do we know about that? Is there a support team, or what happens? I see Jorge, I see you shaking your head no.
I have a little story, and I think it really summarizes the big issue of cyberbullying, and it involves how, we as individuals can be part of a bigger problem, and we don't know it until we look back at it like 2 years later, and we're like, wow, those were some vicious, ugly, and mean comments. And, middle school, we don't know what we're doing. We're introduced to technology that just makes us interconnected to everyone. And it's so easy to misinterpret things and take things to a whole new level where, let's say your best friend was just broken up with by a guy, and the entire school just does not like this guy, and this is just one more reason to bully him into a state of mind that, with his home life, with everything going outside of school, just takes him to a whole new level of thinking that he's not worth it and he's not loved. And one of the problems is that we think it's bullying, but for a lot of us, we justify it. We say, well, no, he deserves it. He broke up with her, he broke her heart, he cheated on her. But what we don't realize is that later on we look at it and like, why did we ever justify that? It's because our current state of mind says that is okay, we're going to bully this person out of existence because they hurt someone. But why fight hatred with more hatred? It's kind of what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a word for when you have the realization that there are other people living in the world who have a life that is just as important and just as filled with action as yours is. And there's a word for, I can't remember it, but when we make that realization, because sometimes we just think that one mistake, like Jorge said, that one mistake justifies us saying so many bad things about people. But that person has a life outside of the mistake that they made. And that mistake could have been easily something that we all could have done, or we all have the potential to do. We all have the potential to be bad people, but our reaction to others makes the difference between who is really, really bad and who just made a mistake. And we shall respond to people like we would want to be responded to if we just made that mistake.
So appreciate the rawness of this discussion. Appreciate the reality of this discussion. Where do we go from here? I mean, the goal of these calls is to provide tools, strategies, hope. And if you were going to be a mentor to me, if you're going to help me in this issue around my cyberbullying challenges, what are some suggestions, potential solutions to this?
Well, I'm going to try to explain this in as few words as possible. But I want to focus on both sides, the cyberbullier and the cyberbullyee, right? So if you are the person who is, sending out that hate, try to look within yourself and realize why you're doing the things that you're doing. And if you're unintentionally doing it, if you're not spreading positivity, then what are you spreading? And why are you talking about this information? And if there are other factors in your life that are stemming or like motivating you to take it out on other people, then maybe, look within yourself. And if you are the cyberbully, if you're receiving the hate, you just have to know that, first of all, don't care about anyone's opinion that's making you feel less than yourself. Don't put value in someone that makes you feel bad about yourself. And number two, everyone's going through things. This person is not better than you in any way. And so I think for the general advice that I would say, I'm a very pro-therapy person. Go out, whether it's a therapist, it's your parents, it's a church leader, it's somebody in your life who you think will be able to help you in whatever you're going through. I personally have a therapist. I love her. She's the best, helped me with everything. And I am so confident today in what I do because I am able to talk openly with someone who I know that information won't go anywhere. So that's all I have to say. I wanted to just put that in.
Mary Catherine or hey, what are your thoughts? What would you say? Like, what would be your top 1 or 2 suggestions to somebody out there who's really looking for some advice?
For me, I would say for the bully, like we always say, we have that person. Everybody needs their person, whether that's the therapist or whatever. But even if you don't have that person in your circle of friends or in your circle of adults, there are virtual therapists that you can go to. There are different apps where you can connect with people, even your own doctor, which is not what a lot of people think about when they think of someone I could talk to. But when you go to see your physical you can go to see your physical doctor. They're not just for your physical, they're for your mental too. So there's always someone that you could connect with. But also for the person who is bullying, I think empathy is a big thing. And we talked about this earlier, but empathy is definitely needed. You need to understand what your comments could mean for a person's life, what your comments could mean for not just today when they read it, but the hereafter when they're feeling really, really low about themselves. And the first thing they see when they open their phone is something negative. So just to always think about how you would feel if someone said these comments to you. And that would just be my comment to them.
Thank you.
Mary Catherine, I just looked up on the App Store, therapist. That was the only word I typed in. And there's like so many just like apps, BetterHelp, Talk Life, like all of these different things that you can reach out to people that are on the other side, and they will, send you a text message back or send an inspiring quote, or, every little thing helps.
Nice.
I want to summarize what Abby and Mary Catherine just said. To those that are victims of cyberbullying or maybe future victims of this issue, you are loved, you are accepted, and most of all, so many people want to help you. Like even Abby saying it, there are apps on the App Store that are there to help you. There are so many resources. Take advantage of them. Find someone you can talk to. There are so many people that may not know you, but know that they love you and they want to help you get out of your dark spot. This is not an ending, but I like to think of it as a moment in your life where you've dipped. But when you come up and you rise above it, you're going to learn so much about yourself that you're going to be proud of yourself, and you will always find better solutions to things. So bullies, I'll give you this from my own personal story. Take a moment to step back and realize what you're doing. Maybe it doesn't seem right now that what you're doing is wrong. You might justify it. You might even say, oh, it won't bother them, but it will. And to those bullies out there that have fun in this, there's a special place for you where you'll come later to realize in life that you're not going to like what you did when you were young. You're not going to like what you will do. So start now to take proactive measures to realize that your actions, your words, and your emotions have effects on people, even if you don't realize it. It is never okay to hate on someone, to bully them, and to make them feel like they do not belong. That's all I have to say.
You guys said it all, right? Like sometimes there's drop the mic right there. There's nothing else to add to this. I just want to say thank you for tackling this very tough discussion and bringing your hearts to this and bringing the love to this too, and the empathy piece. So team, thank you so much. We will see you next time. Take care. Be safe. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to Realiteen Talks on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, and leave a review or comment. We'd love to hear from you.